And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about helping you understand your buying decisions and making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty here in Tampa Bay. My wife and I own and operate a top 1% real estate team in the area. Actually, number one in our office last month and number one in the number one office for the number one company in the world. So pretty cool. Top left, if you're watching our TV show version there, you'll see number one, Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes. So we're real proud of that. Got a great team, all the support staff, everybody that's helping us. We are extremely blessed and grateful for all of the support that we have here in Tampa Bay. So we got a great lineup here in studio today. Let's introduce our expert contributors. Diane, Vance, welcome back in.
Hey.
Fairway Independent Mortgage.
Hi, Brandon. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on the show and share some information. Today, I'm going to talk about if you're going to sell your house, let's get it ready. And I'm going to talk about hackers.
Yeah, hackers and signs to watch out for when you're looking at fraud.
Yep.
So you got a recent story you're going to share, and it's not a happy one.
No, but it will. If the listeners will benefit from hearing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
So.
Consumer advocate advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Tabitha Best, welcome in. Two maids and a mom. Welcome in.
Yes. Tabitha.
Thanks for coming in.
I'm nervous, but yeah.
So you've owned a cleaning company since 2003. So that's 17 years now you've been in business. That's success.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Very cool. So you service the Tampa Bay area, the entire area, or Pinellas County?
So we service Tampa, Clearwater, and in St. Pete.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Two maids and a mop here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And Tabitha is from the Bay Area as well. So it's nice to hear those local success stories and the businesses in the area. So we love hearing that. And come on out and join us on March. It's going to be March 5th, 25th. Save the date. It's at Taps Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And what we're doing is we're hosting a Tampa Bay's best speed networking event. We're going to have over 100 business owners, salesmen and women, all types of reps there, repping their companies. And it's going to be a great time. We're going to have DJ Yahoo's going to be spinning some awesome music for us. We're going to have some connections that you can make to grow your business. And it's going to be over at Taps Restaurant, International Plaza at Bay Street, Wednesday, March 25th. Save the date. And it's going to be a great time. Come on out and enjoy a wonderful ambiance. We love the restaurant partner, Taps Restaurant Bar and Lounge. Over here in Tampa by the International Plaza on Bay Street. They've got a wonderful ambiance, excellent food, very delicious food. I love the Mexican bowl and all those different flavors they have. Excellent seafood as well. Taps Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show here. And all you have to do is go over to Taps Restaurant. Now, if you go up and you let them know that the real estate quarterback sent you, they're going to hook you up with a free water with lemon every time. It works every time, I tell you what. So yeah, great food, excellent time. We enjoy going over there and visiting. So we've got a great lineup for you today. Also, a feel-good story of the day coming at you. A woman adopts 4 siblings to keep them together. So that's our feel-good story. Every day we want to tell you something positive here. Things happening not only in the Tampa Bay area, but across the country. And the positive side of the things happening out there is what we want to talk about. So woman adopting 4 siblings to keep them together. That's a pretty good story. So that's coming up in our feel-good story of the day. I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings that we've got here from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. 0 Alternate 19, also known as 516 Alternate 19 in Palm Harbor. Now, this is a great opportunity to build your dream business, office, or professional office location in the heart of Palm Harbor. You've got the walkability that's awesome with that area, restaurants right around the corner, Finn's and some of those other restaurants. And this is a commercial site with frontage on both Alternate 19 and DeSoto, and current zoning is mixed use for multiple purpose. Now, one of the cool things when you're buying vacant land, what you want to know is that the impact fees have been paid on this lot Also, the architectural plans come along with it. So that's a $40,000 savings. The price is $199, 0 alternate 19 in Palm Harbor, also known as 516 alt 19. Great opportunity to purchase real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And we also have a property for sale at 4207 South Del Mabry Highway. This is beautiful South Tampa property, unit number 1203. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo at the Grand Key condominium. You got pool on site, so you got a community pool and a great floor plan as well. Beautiful properties here. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.com. Don't it feel good? All right, so to live in Tampa Bay, it feels good to be in the real estate market. Got the rates into 3 and 4%, 50-year lows. Man, what a good time to be in real estate.
Yeah, interest rates are dropping every day. Unfortunately, it's because of the coronavirus, but
yeah, exactly.
But it does affect the market. So the global world does affect our local market, even though we don't want to believe that. But I want to talk about something that everybody hears about, but it actually happens. I've heard about 2 or 3 stories in the last 3 days. So the listeners really need to pay attention to who is asking them for money. And when they're wiring instructions, whether it's your earnest money, whether it's your closing money, because the title companies want the wire in the state of Florida. They like the wire because the bad guys used to fake out cashier's checks, right?
Yep.
So now the bad guys are online. So even though we send out everything, there's wire fraud, there's everything. There was a story actually in California, a young couple had $775,000 taken and they aren't getting it back.
Wow.
Because it looked like an email from the title company.
Right.
And it had wiring instructions on it, but it had the false wiring instructions. It wasn't the title company's wiring instructions. So I'm going to tell your listeners, don't ever, ever, ever believe a wire that comes through an email. Call the title company and verbally get it. Look up the title company. Don't let somebody give you the phone number.
Yep. Look
up the title company, call them direct, and make sure you actually, because people can make emails look real. So this customer, the FBI comes in right away. They were being good borrowers. They sent it 2 days in advance, and by the time when they went to closing, they're like, "We never received your wire," and they're like, "I sent it 2 days ago." Oh no! So then by the time they had the FBI come in, it went from Dallas to Singapore, and it is gone. So it was their life savings, and it was in California. And then we had a local title company, the exact same thing. It wasn't as big. It was $35,000. Now sometimes you can get it back, but don't accept any wiring instructions. Anytime you're sending money, don't do it through the email.
Yeah, there's a lot of scams. You got to be careful. These scams are more and more prevalent. The more that our life turns from the physical body every day, hand-to-hand, conversations and talking, the more that we're moving our life online and we're developing these avatars on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, all the different places, they're able easily to, hack in. They can mimic, and what they do in this case with what Diane's talking about, the California title company, is they spoof the email. So they might change one letter,
correct,
or add a dot in the middle, or something very small, but it's going to look very similar, Diane.
Yeah, it looks exact. Well, they send out anytime this happens, the company sends out so that we're aware, right? Even in our disclosures, we have the warnings and everything else. Yep. Everybody has the disclosures, every lender out there. But they send us, whenever they can get a copy of whatever they've used, they will send us, and it looked very real.
Wow.
I would have never known if I were the buyer. Yep. I would have never known that was you're right. It was one dot that was in the middle. And if you're like most people, you get a lot of emails during the day.
That's right.
And if you're buying a house, you're getting a lot of emails because you're expecting emails and things like that. So just be very, very careful and make sure you make the phone call. That could save you thousands of dollars.
That's right. And you're busy and you're rushing and you're trying to
Yeah.
get everything done.
Yeah.
So the challenge is, and by the way, if you just joined us, we're talking with Diane Vance. She's our mortgage expert contributor here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, regional manager for a top 5 lender, doing lots of volume. I forgot how many billions they did last year.
39.1.
39.1 billion in volume last year. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of volume. So the idea when you're in a real estate transaction, especially, you got to be diligent. You got to be careful. And before you hit send, you click that mouse on any kind of deposit money, any type of wire, you got to be really careful. You got to call. So the rule is call the other end to confirm.
Correct. Call the title company and look it up yourself. Don't let somebody send you an email with the phone number, because those could be changed too.
Right.
Right. So that could be copied and changed as well. And and then you call the phone number that's being emailed to you, and that could be a fake person as well. So you want to be very, very careful. And anytime any lender, any realtor, anybody out there, you want to make sure that you let your buyers know.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times it's in the email signature line, because you can go on the internet and grab clip art from anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And you can fake a logo, throw a logo on.
Oh, yeah. We've all gotten the emails, or the, emails in your, if you go online to verify from American Express or somebody like that, it's not really from American Express or the IRS or something like that. So this is just a new way, well, not a new way. It's been around for a while, but it seems to be happening more and more.
Yeah.
So if we can help any person out there from having it happen to them, like I said, I've heard of 3 in the last 3 days.
Wow.
I mean, this week alone, I've heard of 3. Well, I guess the other one was like last Friday, but
yeah,
big ones. I mean,
Yep.
and and every lender is very aware of it. And that's why we only use portal systems. When you're sending your tax returns, we will always send you a portal to upload. It's very secure. People still send it through email. I'm like, don't do that. Just make sure you protect your information. It's very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be diligent out there. And it's a great time to be in the market. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest, we would love to talk to you. Great opportunities right now for investors as well. Investors are making a killing because the rents are the highest they've been in 40 to 50 years also. So you got a perfect combination. You've got low rates at 40 to 50 year low rates. You've got appreciation still happening in Tampa Bay because it's one of the best places on the planet to live. An absence of a state income tax, appreciation, the infrastructure that we have. Traffic is one of the downsides we have from time to time, but more so in the the snowbird season. But what a great opportunity if you buy a duplex, triplex, quad, maybe a multifamily property, and you turn that into a rental income property. And a lot of people are making millions doing that, and we would love to help you with that as well. So stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Tabitha Best coming up here, going to talk about her success as a business owner, 2 maids and a mop here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Diane Vance in the house as well, Fairway Independent Mortgage. And our feel-good story of the day is a good one. Woman adopts 4 siblings to keep them together. So find out about that in our feel-good story of the day. We'll be right back after this short timeout. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks for listening to My Daddy's Show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because Weaving TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
The 62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember. Ask him to me about
Yeah. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections for
Backles on Radio Influence.
catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We want to help you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you. Reach out to our hotline, 813-670-7372. We would love to talk to you. 80 categories of show content and advice here. 50+ show partners, 80 different categories. We bring on attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of home services, self-defense, etc. Right on down the line. All expert contributors would love to talk to you and be connected with you. So reach out to our hotline. We appreciate the uptick in calls lately as well. And you can text our hotline as well, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell
Make sure you
phone.
bookmark our website as well, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors on our website at consumerqb.com. All right, a couple of hot listings for this segment. We've got a property that is at 2689 Sable Springs Circle in Clearwater. This is unit number 105. It's right by the Countryside Mall, and a great opportunity. Waterfront, ground floor, condo, corner unit, 2689 Sable Springs Circle, number 105. Great opportunity to own real estate here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Let's talk about 4214 Peaceful Lane in Land O'Lakes. Now, this is a builder developer's dream. This is waterfront on a ski lake. 5 lots are directly on the water, and the other 3 are interior lots. So you got 8 lots total. 360 feet of frontage on Bell Lake, which is a 90-acre ski lake. The owner is motivated, and it's a great opportunity for a developer to develop and build. 4214 Peaceful Lane in Land O'Lakes. Hot real estate listings. Check out PlatinumMVPTeam.com. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, they are a first-class organization. They do a great job, whether you're planning a local or long-distance, even a cross-country move. Talk to Brothers Easy Moving. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, in studio today, we got Diane, Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage. Talk about fraud, talk about the coronavirus, things happening in that space, also how to prepare your home for a sale. And now we're going to talk with Tabitha Best. She's the owner of 2 Maids and a Mop. And yeah, so what a successful venture you've got since 2003. I love the local success stories. 2003, you started it up with a dream, and now here you are 17 years later.
Yes, so we started since 2003. We do have numerous of locations throughout the U.S., but we are mostly located here in the Tampa, St. Pete, and the Clearwater area. So we mostly do residential and also offices, whatever, that's out there, we go and do.
Nice. Okay. Very cool. So we were talking between the breaks there, you got crews in Clearwater, lots of crews in Tampa, St. Pete. So the advantages of having a home clean. As far as professional business owners are professional, that they're out there running around, they're busy. The last thing you want to do is come home to a dirty home and do another job, right?
Right.
So your company comes in and makes that a nice lifestyle choice.
Yeah. So so when we go into these homes, we make sure that the clients are as comfortable as possible when we go in. You'll have 2 cleaners each time. And then we go and get the job done so that, you can be able to come home to a clean home and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I love that. And the thing is, I've invested a lot of time in personal development and growth over the years. So when you think about some of the key elements of personal development and growth, it's the influences that you listen to or you watch, or TV, or your lack of watching TV. I'm only reading books or those types of things. It's the environment that you in is a big part. So if you come home to a messy, dirty, house, the drapes are all closed, there's dust behind the windows, that's going to affect your overall mentality, your being. It's going to affect the way that you see the world and the way that you interact with the world.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a big part when it comes to cleaning. Now, when you look at that, and you are from the Bay Area as well, so a local, homegrown, local success story.
Yep. Yes.
That's
so
awesome.
Been born and raised here, created 2 Maids and a Mop, and that's how we got started. So yeah.
Very cool. Now, are more and more clients these days looking for non-harsh chemical solutions? Are they looking for green products and that type of thing?
So yeah, what we use is non-acidic. It is safe around kids, pets, and people who have allergies. Also, it kills, numerous of viruses, and it's the same thing as we use in hospitals as well.
Yeah. And that's a good point too. I mean, with this outbreak of coronavirus, I was watching, the president earlier in the week talking about, how they've contained it, and hopefully it's not going to spread. But that's one thing that you can do also to protect and keep your home clean as well.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah.
Making sure the home is clean, and especially during the flu season, you see that type of uptick.
Right.
I remember one of the stories from. I went to Tony Robbins' Business Mastery in Namale, Fiji. So that was back in 2010. And there was one of the stories, he was talking about a carpet cleaning company, because back then a lot of the marketing was, we'll cut the price, we'll save them, they're talking about discount. That was how people marketed back then. They weren't very sophisticated in a lot of their marketing approaches. But it was interesting because he had a carpet cleaning company. This was actually Chet Holmes, who was Warren Buffett's business partner through Charlie Munger. So he told an interesting story how he consulted with a carpet cleaning company, and he says, how many customers you have, this type of thing. So if I can get your customers to buy more often throughout the year, then you're going to increase your sales, right? So what he did is he said, let's develop what they ended up doing is in saying, coming in with market data. So if you come in with market data, he says, the statistics studies show that your family and you are 98% less likely to get the flu if you clean your carpets once per quarter rather than one time per year.
Yeah.
So that type of study, those studies are out there. And I think that's true to anybody listening to this show right now.
Yes, absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When you see that. All right. So I brought a clip in. I want to play this clip here. This is one of my favorite influencers. He's the #1 social media influencer, and I want to maybe get your guys' opinion on some of the content that he says here. So I'm going to play a clip from the Gary Vee podcast.
My friends, accountability, giving with no expectation in return, playing the long game. Every single person's business or ambition will grow exponentially tomorrow if they spend the next 13 years giving away free content forever.
Yeah, so what he's talking about there, I want to go to Diane first. So he's talking about social media, and you guys have been doing a great job with your social media, by the way. I see I see your Instagram post, and so he's talking about more so to bring exactly. It's like our second job, third job, right? But Gary Vee is the leader in that authority when he talks about growing a business. So he talks about #1, accountability.
Yes. Well, everybody has to be accountable and responsible for themselves.
Right.
And I truly believe if you always live to give back,
yes,
no matter what it is, whether it's content, whether it's education, whether it's help, whether it's give back to your community, whatever it is, I think it'll be, you will always be successful. I've always believed that, and I've always been successful because of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Zig Ziglar's famous quote, if you help enough people get what they want,
correct,
then you'll be able to get whatever you want.
Yes.
So I love that quote from Zig Ziglar. And then, Jim Rohn talks about it as well. Tony Robbins has similar. And he said, Tony's lately, his podcast, he talks a lot about how they study the brain and the reactions in the brain when you're giving. So he says one of the greatest things that you can do as a human is whether you're, again, giving money, volunteering time, donating blood. When you're giving to someone else as a human being, that's the number one thrill that we can actually get. And studies show that giving, the reaction in the brain that you get from that.
Well, you think about when you see, let's say, you help a buyer, or you help your seller sell a home so that they can move on to their next whatever endeavor they're going to do.
Yes.
Think about the feeling you get when you actually educate and help those folks. I mean,
exactly.
That's the same thing. I love that. So what's great about our jobs is because we can help people and we can educate them, and they can actually, and we get to see their joy.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
the old giver's gain type.
That's
thing.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing with networking and working with folks that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's awesome. I love that. I love those clips. Constantly investing in personal development. That's what I've got for our lightning round talk here today. Is just how grateful we should be to be alive in 2020.
Oh yeah.
Just the fact that we are a human being and we ended up being born. That's number one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then living in America, people are literally dying to get here, trying, being smuggled in all these different ways and trying to get into the country.
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent content here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Coming up, we got woman adopts 4 siblings to keep them together, and our feel-good story. More from Diane, Vance, and Tabitha Best here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter. Consumer Quarterback Show pages out there on Facebook, LinkedIn, and we'll see you right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with D'Angelo Star.
The 62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore. Ask me about
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for help.
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that movie because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as sisters connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program, helping you understand more about your buying decisions and making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. That is the goal of our show. We've got Diane Vance in the house today, Fairway Independent Mortgage. Also, Tabitha Best representing. She's the owner of Two Maids and a Mop here on the show. And this segment is brought to you by Golf Cart Depot. One of our expert contributors and show partners is Golf Cart Depot. Huge shout out. And they've got 2 locations right here in Tampa Bay. Land O'Lakes, right up on 41 North there, and also in Clearwater, just off of US 19. They're on the east side of US 19. You've probably driven by that at some point. But Golf Cart Depot, they've got a nice size inventory. Easy Go, Star EVs, Cushman as well. They got remanufactured and pre-owned. Of course, new golf carts available from the Golf Cart Depot as well. Tampa location, Clearwater locations right here in Tampa Bay. Now, say hello to Marty and let him know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you for special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Take them up on a test drive. These things are fun to drive and they are addicting too. So if you go and test drive one, be ready to pull out your checkbook. You might want to buy it. Yeah, exactly. And I use it for work. So I go out and I do my door knocking. Now, if you're in real estate or other businesses, here's my Keller Williams Red. I got the wraps ordered. They're going to be in any day. I got them from Bob Burmaster over at Image 360, hooking us up with the Keller Williams. We're going to brand it with the Keller Williams and also the Consumer Quarterback Show. But getting out there, door knocking, already got some deals flowing from it, and real excited about that. So we're back here in studio. Our goal is to help you win, and it's the Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Got a couple of hot listings here. I want to let you know about some properties that we've got available right here in Tampa Bay that are some great opportunities. Here's Cox Drive. Let's talk about Cox Drive up in Land O'Lakes. This is another waterfront property. Look at this corner lot. If you know of anybody looking to build a home, this is a half an acre lot on Bell Lake. Again, the ski lake that's right across from the 4214 Peaceful Lane of Land O'Lakes that we have there as well. This one's more affordable, around the $279,000 mark. No HOA, no CDD, right on the lake. Gorgeous property, great opportunity. 4207 Cox Drive in Land O'Lakes. And check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. You can see our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so I'm going to go back to Diane Vance now, Fairway Independent Mortgage, our expert contributor for all things mortgage finance. Again, we always talk about supporting the local economy here. That's what this show's about, of course, as well. So when you support Diane and her team, you're supporting the local economy, you're supporting local charitable organizations, you're supporting right here in Tampa Bay, not the big banks. Stay away from the big banks.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, when we do it fast.
Very fast.
Our thing is speed. We want to make sure that we actually, make sure that we don't have any, I worked for a big bank for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the switch because I wanted to make sure I had some control over my customer experience. So
right.
I have a lot of control now, and we don't have any extra little guidelines added on there. And
yep.
we make sure that they actually, qualify up front, pre-approved right away.
Yep.
They can do a mobile app to do that. We can do it online. We can take it in person. We can take it on the phone. However the customer wants to do it, we can do it. We're there to help. I want to talk about, though, 10 tips to make your house feel like home to buyers. So when you're thinking about selling your home, I'm glad you had a cleaning person on the today. Yeah. That's the number one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Clean everything. A clean house will allow buyers
Cleaning
to
good,
picture
looking good,
themselves.
smelling good.
Oh yeah, give every room a purpose. Let the light shine in. Fix anything that is broken. Common sense things like that. Like you may not notice it, but somebody else will notice it.
Exactly.
So you want to make it look. I don't know if anybody watched HGTV.
Yep.
But those houses always look perfect whenever anybody goes in to buy them when they're doing the home searches.
Yeah.
You know, they always look perfect.
And the pictures can lie too.
Oh yeah,
Let me
exactly.
Let's pause right there. I was watching a show last night. I believe it was right after Shark Tank on CNBC, Listing Impossible, and it was pretty funny because these $1 million listings, multi-million-dollar listings in a lot of cases, the owners, they don't understand it because the gentleman had, he had a couple of divorces and he had a younger wife, and it was like a party pad. It was like it had the lights everywhere. It had plastic countertops instead of nice granite or something. So it had multiple examples of that. But he said to the realtor, he said, well, this is my house and I want it how I'd want it and I don't care. He goes, yes, until you want someone else to buy it.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. Well, you want to, and unclutter your house. I mean,
Declutter.
Declutter it. Fresh paint. Clean your carpets or new carpet.
Yes.
I mean,
Rip them out. If you're going to replace something in a house, a lot of times people say, well, what should I do? What should I replace? The carpeting, a lot of times, rip the carpet up and you can get some nice wood laminate that will last a long time for cheap dollar per square foot. I don't know right offhand.
The laminates and the tile looking wood and all those type things look so good.
Yep.
And it looks real. And
Exactly.
I have all wood floors because I have a thing about carpet. But I have all wood floors through my entire house. But organize your kitchen. I mean, simple things like organizing your kitchen, organizing your house, just making it look good.
Yep.
Make sure you empty all the trash cans before you actually show your house. If you know you're going to have a showing, make sure the trash cans are empty.
Good
Nothing
point.
is not prettier than
Going back to decluttering, Diane, I wanted to mention Gulfside Healthcare Services. They've got a pickup program as well. So they'll, and a lot of the youth sheriffs, youth ranches, other organizations will do that.
Right.
But specifically for Pinellas County, I know one of our show partners, they'll come and pick it right up from your home. And it's got to be decent stuff, guys. It's got to be lightly worn clothing and things of that nature, furniture, stuff that you can donate.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of places that you can donate to, and if they would pick up, that's great, because that's it may be what is your trash may be somebody else's treasure.
That's right. That's the saying.
And on the outside, make sure replace light bulbs, burn out light bulbs, things like that. On the outside, give your entryway a little facelift. Put landscaping in. Wash your windows.
Wash the windows, clean windows.
Clean windows.
Clean the window sills.
Yes. Oh yeah. There
Dust
you go.
everywhere.
Dust.
A lot of
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. That's why. So when you actually when you get called,
Two maids and a mop. That's
two
what you
maids
want
and
to
a
do.
mop. Yeah.
Tabitha best. Two maids and a mop.
Do you clean out garages?
We do.
Okay.
Actually.
Clean out your garage.
We can organize it for you too.
Nice organization.
See, organization.
Cleaning it out.
That's awesome. So
Spring
yes.
clean. It is springtime, right? Is this kind of
well,
spring?
you never know in Florida.
It's coming up then. All right, it's coming up.
It's
Spring cleaning.
springtime all the time here.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Spring cleaning. If you just joined us, I'm Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage. We've got Tabitha Best in studio as well. Two maids and a mop here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And Diane's going through the top 10 ways to prepare your home for selling.
Yeah. Power wash your outdoors, your house.
By the way, Fairway Frameworks, longtime friend of the program, does all of our real estate photography. Sean launched Priority Pressure Washing.
Oh, okay.
So that's a great referral.
Right.
Priority Pressure Washing, and he's from a company, Fairway Frameworks, longtime proven business owner.
Right.
So he's starting that. He's actually doing the jobs himself. He said, Brandon, my business is running itself. The photography business, I got bored. I needed something to do.
Oh, wow.
So he started a pressure washing business. Good for him. So
That's a good business.
I'm
It's
glad
a
you
good
mentioned
business
that.
to get in because, in Florida, you get a lot of mold.
That's right.
On your driveway, on your steps, on your house, depending, get it clean when you're going
Could
to.
be a trip hazard.
It could be. Oh, yeah. People could fall.
Yep.
But if you're thinking about selling, get your house ready.
Yeah.
Sometimes you should plan, I don't know how long in advance. I would say a few months in advance before you actually list your home.
Yeah.
And I would think that as you as a listing agent would go out and discuss this, but sometimes that's not an easy discussion to have. Say, you need to clean your house.
Yeah, exactly.
As a listing agent,
I'm going to give him Tabitha's number.
Yeah, give them down here. Call them. Anyways.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Now, let's talk about that also. So was that all the 10?
Yep, that was
Okay.
20 actually.
So that was
but
20. Nice.
10
That's
inside and 10 outside.
really good. Remove the personal photography. You don't
Yes.
need 1,000 pictures of your friends and
Just
family.
have a few.
Scale it down to a few. Exactly.
Yep.
So let's talk about this article as well. You want to tee that up? We talked about Tampa Bay. Tampa's the biggest gains. Tampa showed the biggest gains out of the United States, and there were 3. It was Phoenix and Charlotte
Right.
as well.
It was a 3.8% gain from November to December. Phoenix, Charlotte, and Tampa were the largest gains in property appreciation. So,
Nice.
So according to Case Shiller.
Hey, Schiller, that's the 20 largest cities index every month, every year. They're doing that, and it's the Case Shiller Index.
Correct, and they actually track the appreciation for all the areas, and Tampa was the top 3.
Wow.
So that's pretty amazing. So
It is.
if you are, you need to get your house on
If
the
you're
market.
on the fence, let's talk about renters as
Right.
well. We're coming into the next segment, but let's get a rent versus own out there. What is a rent versus own? Then I'll offer it.
A rent versus own is basically you give us what your rent is. Please make sure you keep when you call in, give us your email so we can actually send you a whatever you're paying on rent. We'll try to match it up as close as we can to a price and see what you can purchase for.
Yep, because if you're renting right now, you're paying about 30 on the low end, 40-50% above what you could actually own for. So if you're renting, text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying to our consumer advocate hotline, 813-670-7372. Text or call 813-670-7372. We're going to hook you up with a rent versus own analysis, and Diane, Vance, and her team will be in touch with you. They'll go over how those numbers look on a spreadsheet. We'll also follow up, if you'd like, with one of our agents from buyer agents from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, the best educated, the best trained agents in the United States, the world for that matter. And we're going to take care of you Ritz-Carlton style, the highest level of service, and it is our pleasure to serve here in the Tampa Bay market. So stay with us. When we come back, more from our expert contributors. We got Diane, Vance in the house, Tabitha Best from Two Maids and a Mop, and our feel-good story of the day coming up. Woman adopts 4 siblings to keep them together. That's a cool story coming up in our lightning round and our feel-good story of the day. We'll see you right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dan's Star.
The 62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore. Ask me about
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50+ show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said non-violent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. 4 o'clock drive time right here on AM 860, The Answer. Easy for me to say. Sundays, FM 102.5 The Bone. And you can find us on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and 85 other smart television outlets as well. Just search Binge Networks and you'll find us there. Of course, a plethora of content on YouTube. We've got over 1,000 videos on YouTube now, so you can find a lot of great content there. Again, almost 7 years doing the show. So we want to be your consumer advocate, and we love it when you reach out. We love the uptick in calls lately. Lots of people calling, questions about real estate, questions about credit, finance, estate and tax planning, all types of home services as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So we want you to continue to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health wheel. All those spokes extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, our on-air expert contributors that we bring in to help you understand more about your buying decisions. Today, we've got Diane Vance in the house, Fairway Independent Mortgage, as well as Tabitha Best, 2 Maids and a Mop. And this segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is the Bilmar Beach Resort on Gulf Boulevard in Treasure Island. And I love visiting down there at Treasure Island, the Bilmar Beach Resort, right on the Gulf of Mexico. Excellent property. They've got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant as well. And Clyde Smith, the general manager, is an awesome guy. He said, just give him a call. He's going to take care of all of our listeners, our viewers of our show, and of course, anybody on our team or expert contributors that want to take them up on the offers that they mentioned, just that they're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the Bilmar Beach Resort. Give them a call. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you and take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of hot listings here from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We've got 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue. This is a beautiful office space right in the Town and Country area. So Tampa Road turns into Hillsborough. So Hillsborough Sheldon Memorial right there in Town and Country. This is a great opportunity. Fenced in, security cameras throughout. Beautiful conference room. Check out that conference room. You can hold some really nice sales meetings in there. So looking for maybe a roofing company, financial services company, could be a doctor's office, dentist. 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. So the same thing goes there. If you're leasing your business, if you're leasing space, you're paying more than you could own for. The mortgage rates, in case you haven't heard, are in the low, 3 to 4 or 5%. We're not going to quote a specific APR here because we don't want the mortgage police coming after us. But it's a great time to buy. 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Great opportunity. Check out all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right, every day we're going to tell you something positive in our feel-good story of the day.
Tell me something good.
All right, so a woman adopts 4 siblings to keep them together. A woman in Philadelphia has adopted a group of biological siblings in order to keep the kids together. Bobby Floyd officially adopted 4 biological siblings last week and plans to adopt the remaining 2 for a total of 6 siblings. Quote, I realized they were going to separate them. My whole thing was keeping the kids together because I knew how hard it was to keep siblings together. Never realizing that there were 6, it just happened that I found siblings with 6 of them. I kept them all together, Floyd Floyd said. Floyd's husband died in 2014, and a few years later, she began fostering 3 of the siblings. She eventually decided to take more of a permanent role with adoption. 2 of the kids haven't officially been adopted yet, but they are expected to join the Floyd family in the near future. Wow, what an angel on earth right there.
That's cool.
That's a pretty cool picture there on the TV screen as well. So awesome. We love to do those feel-good stories, again, going against the negativity that you find out there in the mainstream media, and just providing you a different source of information. This is a great show in terms of being a consumer advocate. That's what we want to do, is help you understand more about your buying decisions. All right, we're going to jump into our lightning round here.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning round.
All right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Diane Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage.
Yes, if you go to my website, dianevance.com, there's a lot of good information on there, but we actually do credit. We will pull your credit report for free and advice, give you some free advice. You need to start somewhere, and the online programs don't actually give you any advice, and it isn't actually accurate sometimes. So your credit score could be different on some of those ones that you get online. So mortgage algorithms are a little bit different. So we'd be more than happy to actually help you with that.
Excellent. I like that. Tabitha Best, 2 maids and a mop.
Yes, so you can either go online or you can either call me, and then we also do discounts as well. If you are looking for a deep clean or a move in, move out, again, we can do a discount on that. And then as well for your first time recurring service, we can do a discount for that as well.
Awesome. What's the website?
The website is 2 Maids and a Mop. You can either look up for Tampa, Clearwater, or in St. Pete.
Nice. I like that. All right. Good stuff. 2 maids and a mop right here in Tampa Bay. One of our newer expert contributors on the show. Great job today. Thanks for coming in. And today I want to kick it back to the old school. One of the old school grandfathers of self-improvement, and personal development, Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, he talked a lot about opportunity. And again, what we talked about earlier, what an opportunity we have to be alive right here, 2010, in the best country on the planet, United States. We're in the best state, in the best city, in the state country on the planet Earth. So Tampa Bay, of course, is I'm referring to the area that we live in. But opportunity, it's like a spaceship. If you ever watch TV and you see that, they're talking about, well, if we're going to launch from Kennedy Space Center here, we've got this window of opportunity. The cloud conditions have to be right. The atmospheric conditions have to be right. The timing has to be right. And that's what you have in life, is you have an opportunity and you have a window, because sometimes that window can close like a light switch that switches off. All of a sudden a loved one has cancer or something happens, right? And that's going to totally shift where you're at in life and the way that you see the world and the paradigm that you have. A loved one gets sick, a business goes bankrupt, your employer has to lay off people. So you have an opportunity right now, a window of opportunity, just like they're about to launch a spaceship. And what you want to make sure you do is gather your knowledge. The number one skill you can develop is self-awareness. Okay, what am I good at? What do I bring to the earth? What was I put here on earth for? Right? What can I do to add value to other people's lives? So if you develop, the number one thing is self-awareness. What am I good at? What do I love to do? What would I wake up and do every day for free if I didn't have anything else to do? If I didn't have bills, if I didn't have all the other stuff, what would I do? Okay, so once you find that, the ability to gather and develop knowledge then. Okay, so read books, watch YouTube videos. A lot of it's free. All you have to have is a Wi-Fi internet connection. You can get that at any coffee house, right? So accelerate your harvest, right? You want to accelerate your harvest and develop that. So he talked a lot about self-awareness and what you're good at. And then it comes down to self-discipline, whether you're going to do it or not, right? So the definition of self-discipline is the ability to make yourself do what you should do, whether you feel like it or not. Okay, and a lot of people let their feelings get in the way, and they don't feel like waking up early, or they don't feel like staying up late or putting in that extra work, and unfortunately the feelings get in the way of success. So that would be my goal today, thanks to Jim Rohn and his leadership back in the 80s and 90s, and before that even. Jim Rohn, one of the best. I remember my Uncle Larry would always talk about him, and I remember he gave me a CD of Jim Rohn, and I was probably in high school, or at the end of high school, or maybe even first couple years of college, and I was like, yeah, this is good. I listened to it a little bit, and I didn't fully understand. I don't think my mind was ready for it then.
Oh yeah, no, I actually heard Jim Rohn, but I was a little older than you were.
Yeah, Jim Rohn's awesome, man.
Yeah, he was back then too.
And that was Tony Robbins' number one mentor back then too.
Right, correct. Yes.
And then Jim Rohn's mentor was Earl Shoaf.
Right.
Gentleman by the name of Earl Shoaf as well.
Right. I've heard all of those. Oh yeah, all those guys are If people go back and listen to all those, so wise.
Yes.
I mean, you're right. When you're a teenager, when you're early 20s, it's not really. Isn't relevant.
You're not
to
there
you.
yet.
You're not there, but as you get older, you definitely get there.
Yeah, you gotta be ready to willing to accept it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. There's a proverb, something about an Asian Chinese proverb said, if someone goes to give you a gift and you don't accept it, whose gift is it, right? So it's still in that person's hands. Kind of, and I think in that one they were talking about negativity or anger, right? Or, hey, I'm not accepting that. Go ahead on out the other way.
Right.
So that, controlling the mind, what you let into the mind, is a big part of it, and it goes back to. Carnegie, he said he's going to live the first half of his life building as much wealth and making as much money as he can. That way, in the second part of his life, he can give it all away.
Right.
And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Andrew Carnegie.
I know. You're right. Yeah.
So that's
awesome.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we literally live in that world that, think about how, back then it's like you had to make it with your hands. You had to be there. You had to do it. You had to be on the, we live in an opportunistic world where, we have the internet. We have something they don't have. So there's,
do you remember encyclopedias?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I remember they came to the house, sold the encyclopedias. You got to look everything up.
You just Google.
Yeah. Just one click away.
Yeah.
And it's right there.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. We do have a lot of opportunities. Even with the bad guys out there, we still have so many more opportunities in the bad,
That's right. There's pros and cons.
You just protect yourself, but we have a lot of opportunities.
Got to be diligent. That's
Very
for sure.
fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can live an extraordinary life. You can do all that you want to do. Be a business owner. You can do so many different things. But you just got to work on yourself. Number one thing is develop yourself. Personal development, such a key point that you want to make sure you take away from today's show. Hey, another great show. I want to thank Diane, Vance, Fairway Independent Mortgage, Tabitha Best as well, 2 Maids and a Mop. And we would love to, help you if you want to reach out to them. Of course, we'd love for you to be in contact with them. ConsumerQB.com is the website. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Donate some blood, donate some time, be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.